To start the award show on the right note, let me present the first guest of the night. He's our CEO of Global Startup Awards and XO.company. He has developed, conceptualized and run this community-driven platform for the last 9 years together with his co-founder and the team. Welcome, Balle.
Thank you, Louise.
Last year, when the Nordic Startup Awards event took place, it was in Copenhagen in a theater. And you were hanging out in the bar with the host.
Correct.
And I think we should do that again.
That's a great idea.
What is so special about Global Startup Awards that you have spent a whole decade of your life on it?
It also sounds very crazy when you say a decade. But I think it actually is very related to one experience that I had when I was studying at CBS. I was interested in making my own company, but I had no idea about that there was this startup community. One of my friends invited me for what's called a startup weekend, and I remember how that weekend just, it changed my path. And that was what made me go into this startup community game.
Why did it change your path?
Because I realized that there's something powerful around the DNA of people who wants to create things. And I call it a universal unifier. Also because now we are global, we have had projects many parts of the world, and one thing that is really clear to me is that when you have this common value of creating things, of innovating things from one thing to something better, and wanting to have an impact on the world, then it kind of transcends everything, and you can really connect across culture, color, now even distance. So if you have this core value in common that you find in the startup community, that's something that it's very special for me.
So the show this year is very different from the last years because now we are digital, and with crises like the pandemic, often new opportunities come. And so in which way have you taken this opportunity to change the show?
Firstly, I want to say that all founders know that in crisis there are opportunities, but of course the pandemic is not equal how much you can change your business to something that is equivalent to the current situation. But in our case, we're already very much online. The whole competition is online. It's much about getting the word out online when you have announcing the finalists, when the jury members do their work, it's through our online platform. So it actually forced us to think more serious about the online element of what we do, and that's why we have also initiated a lot of new interesting things that can really connect across the borders.
What role does the Global Startup Awards play for the startups during a pandemic?
I think being a founder is a tough job. It's almost like being a extreme athlete. It takes a lot of sacrifice. It takes a lot of strain on your health, mentally, physically. So it's quite tough to be a founder, and that's the whole core concept of Global Startup Awards also, is that even the most inspiring people that I met during all these years, they're all human. And all human has one thing in common, that they need recognition. They need people that they respect, clap their back and say, it's okay. And that really matters when you're struggling really hard. It's not the money that drives most founders, it's the passion. And if you get a clap on the shoulder from someone who understands that passion, that means a lot. And
that's why we're here to celebrate.
That's why we're here to celebrate, and that's why it's even more important now, I think.
Thank you so much for coming, Kim.
You're welcome, Lisa.